From bending the rules and forgetting their jobs during a game to self-sabotaging game results, these are the most outrageous times referees have ruined NHL games.
There's no goal in the play. The puck was taken down now.
Shot. Murray's got it. No, he doesn't, but the whistle had gone. The puck came loose, was poked in the net, but
starting with one of the worst missed offside calls in NHL history.
Gonna launch that up ice, and Duchesne takes it. He's in, he shoots, he's gone! What a play! What a play on Nashville!
There is absolutely no way that goal should have counted. The coach was so pissed off that he nearly knocked out the referees after that bad call. It is crazy how two linesmen struggled to call off that offside goal. Considering that the Predators eventually lost the game by just a point, it makes it even worse. Still, that was nowhere as ridiculous as when a referee literally lost everything for attempting a makeup call. On the list of the worst referees in NHL history, Tim Peel's name stands out the most. While he gets most of his calls right, what he did in 2021 literally lost him everything. In the second period of the game between the Detroit Red Wings and the Nashville Predators, Tim Peel was caught red-handed on a hot mic for making the most controversial statement on live TV.
It wasn't much, but I wanted to get a penalty against Nashville early in the...
It took just 24 hours after the incident before Tim Peel was stripped of his refereeing license and fired from the NHL. Despite refereeing thousands of NHL games, Peel's career ended with a walk of shame. Next up, we have one of the most controversial missed calls in Stanley Cup Finals history. It was Game 5 of the 2019 blockbuster final series between the Boston Bruins and the St. Louis Blues. With the series level 4 games in, both teams looked for the advantage coming into the matchup. After going down early to the St. Louis Blues, the Bruins had one more period left to rescue both the game and their season. But unfortunately for them, the referees made sure that never happened.
Golachari back, tripped up. No, meanwhile it is Perron trying to feed one in front, they score!
How do you intentionally trip a player and not get called for a penalty? That has to be one of the worst missed calls I have ever seen. It was so pathetic that it left the fans grumbling and had Cam Neely enraged and absolutely lose his mind in the VIP booth. The resulting goal didn't just win the Blues the game, they won the finals series and were crowned Stanley Cup champions, all thanks to incompetent NHL referees. Talking about blatant missed calls, the Montreal Canadiens were another victim of poor NHL officiating when the easiest goalie interference was not called out.
And a save by Price, rebound score! Adam Clendenning.
Rick Nash,
Nash got there.
I mean, how do you expect Price to keep the puck out when he was clearly tripped in broad daylight? Even after the foul happened right in front of the referee, the dude just acted like nothing ever happened. The goalie was left shocked after the referee refused to call a foul on that play.
There was no goaltender interference on the play, therefore we have a goal.
Things went from bad to absolutely embarrassing after a referee ruled out a goal for absolutely no reason. Down a point to the Dallas Stars, the Detroit Red Wings had just one period to get themselves back into the game. A few minutes into the third, the Red Wings finally found the back of the net. That's what we thought until the unthinkable happened.
Backhanded by me, and we'll hold on to that. Wasn't that Daniel Alfredsson in the playoffs?
What do we got? What do we got? What do we got?
Even after the entire officiating team had multiple reviews, they still failed to make the right decision.
There is no goal on the play. The whistle is blown to kill the play.
How do these referees keep officiating in the NHL, man? Unfortunately for the Red Wings, the disallowed goal caused them to lose the game 3-1 to the Dallas Stars. At least that call ruined a regular season game, unlike the next ridiculous referee call that ended the Calgary Flames' playoff run. It was the second round of the 2022 playoffs and the Flames were down 3-1 to the Edmonton Oilers in the series. Coming into Game 5, the tension was through the roof. The Flames had to win or they risked their chance of making the Western Conference Finals. After batting out through 3 periods, the scores were tied 4-4, and fortunately for the Flames, they finally got the goal they wanted. However, their joy didn't last for long.
Back in, Backlund, shot, scores!
While the review clearly shows Blake Coleman's skating shoes guiding the puck into the net, the puck was already on its way into the net. Waving off such a critical goal for the most ridiculous kicking motion was an outrageous decision from the referees. That disallowed goal literally ended the Flames' playoff journey.
After a video review, there is no goal in the play. The puck was taken going out.
The St. Louis Blues also suffered from one of the most embarrassing no-calls in NHL playoffs history. With the series tied, the Blues welcomed the San Jose Sharks for Game 3 of the 2019 Western Conference Finals. Unfortunately for the Blues, the San Jose Sharks pulled off one of the most controversial game winners ever.
Goes after the loose puck, bats it in front, here's Douglas, dishes off, they score!
Timo Meier literally sneaked in a hand pass to create the Sharks' game-winning goal. With all the cameras and referees present in that game, it is a shame that embarrassing plays like that don't get called. After the match, the St. Louis Blues were left devastated after losing because of terrible officiating.
Do you think that was a hand pass, and did you get any explanation?
No explanation.
That's all I'm going to say about it.
David, do you think a hand pass should be reviewable? It's not. We're gonna go there, eh? Yeah, it was a hand pass, but we're gonna try and move forward, and the league's gonna take care of it like they've done in the past so far in the playoffs.
We have seen some terrible refereeing decisions, but none come close to the stinker Mick Magoo pulled against the Edmonton Oilers. Let's rewind the clock to 2006, a regular season game between the Edmonton Oilers and Dallas Stars. 3 periods into the game, the Oilers were down 3-2 to the Stars with just 4.1 seconds left to play. After getting a power play call, Edmonton's player finally found the equalizer right at the end, only for the referee Mick Magoo to rule out the goal for the most ridiculous calls ever.
Lets the shot go deflected. Hemsky scores! No! Mick Magoo emphatically waving this off as a glove pass.
It is crazy how only Magoo saw a glove pass violation out of the thousands watching in the arena. The boos from the crowd and the frustration from the Oilers bench further show how embarrassing Magoo's glove call was. Even when the referees have clear-cut evidence, the officials still go on to make stupid calls. This time it was Game 1 of the 2022 Western Conference Finals between the Edmonton Oilers and Columbus Avalanche. The scores were tied before the Avalanche stole the lead with just a few seconds left to play in the first. While everyone thought the goal shouldn't stand due to an obvious offside, the referee pulled off one of the greatest scandals in NHL history.
That one finished 9-6. Scores! Kill the car! We might be headed to 9-6 tonight.
It's a shame that dubious offside goals like that stand in the NHL, man. Even the Avalanche's goal scorer was shocked by the referee's decision.
The coach's challenge for offside. It's determined that the play was onside. Therefore, we have a good goal.
The Oilers coach was left stunned and couldn't believe what he had just seen. Carey Fraser is another name that brings back bad memories for the Toronto Maple Leafs. It was Game 6 of the 1993 Conference Finals, the Maple Leafs against the Los Angeles Kings. It was neck and neck all game long, with the scores tied at 4 goals apiece. However, when Wayne Gretzky clearly smacked Maple Leafs captain Gilmore in the face with a high stick, Carey Fraser chose not to penalize the Kings.
The shot, that's blocked, and it hurt Gilmore. He stopped the shot, it hurt him, he fell.
Things went crazy when Gretzky scored an overtime game winner that ended the Maple Leafs playoff run after another win in Game 6. Carey Fraser has to be one of the top 5 most wanted criminals in Toronto after that terrible no-call. On the other hand, Kevin Pollak's terrible refereeing call cost the Nashville Predators the 2017 Stanley Cup championship. 2017 was the year Nashville fans thought they would win their first Stanley Cup in franchise history. However, 5 games into the final series, the Predators were down 3-2 to the Pittsburgh Penguins. Going into Game 6 on home ground, the Predators desperately needed a win to keep their dreams alive. A few minutes into the second period, they finally broke through the Penguins' defense to score the opening goal. Well, at least they thought they did.
And the arms of the referee are up.
Pollock literally lost sight of the puck, called the play dead, and canceled out the Predators' clear goal. The entirety of Nashville absolutely lost it and rained an avalanche of "ref, you suck" chants towards the referee.
The whistle had gone, we have no goal.
That overturned goal literally turned the game around as the Predators failed to score for the rest of the game. However, the Penguins found the net 2 more times and were crowned Stanley Cup champions, ending Nashville's season in controversy. Another horrible refereeing decision also ended the Calgary Flames' Stanley Cup title dreams back in 2004. Up 3-2 in the series, the Flames had the chance to win their second ever Stanley Cup title since 1989 in front of the Calgary fans. The Tampa Bay Lightning held down the Flames to a 2-2 tie, only for Calgary's Nikolai Habibulin to find the net late in the game. However, the goal horn wasn't signaled, and the referee also didn't stop the play to review the goal. Various camera angles showed that the puck was clearly across the goal line, but the referees failed to count the goal. Well, things got worse for the Flames after the Lightning landed a game-winning dagger in double overtime to tie the series and force a Game 7. Unfortunately for the Flames, they lost to the Tampa Bay Lightning in the decider, painfully ending Calgary's Stanley Cup dreams in flames. Finally, we have the greatest refereeing scandal in the history of the NHL. It was Game 6 of the 1999 Stanley Cup Finals, and the Dallas Stars were facing the Buffalo Sabres. The fiercely tense game was tied through 3 periods and went to triple overtime. However, the deadlock didn't last long before Dallas's Brett Hull finally landed the game-winning dagger.
A shot, passing down, rebound, score!
In today's game, that goal definitely stands. However, during the 1990s, there was a rule that if a player entered the goal crease prior to the puck, the goal should not have been allowed, and the Dallas Stars should have never won the Stanley Cup. While the Buffalo Sabres felt hard done by the rules, Brett Hull, triple overtime game winner, led the Dallas Stars to their first ever Stanley Cup title on that night. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.